The description says it helps founders hire virtual executive assistants, EAs basically, who are talented, thoughtful, and effective.
Exactly. So the context there, I think, is twofold. The first one, which is a bit of a personal context for me, is um, my kind of academic interest through college and graduate school has been in what I call the education to entrepreneurship or education to work pipeline. So basically, there's three parts of it. There's education, which gives a person skills and sort of helps them become a better version of themselves. There's work, which is what they go on to do, and ensuring that people are matched the right jobs is super important. And entrepreneurship, which creates those jobs that people can then access. And so all three of those things, I think, form the core of the kinds of academic topics that I've been interested in and I've been studying all my life, and that I hope to continue working in all my life for the rest of my life as well. And so given that, working in education and thinking about, okay, what do people then go on to do after, I think was a very natural thought process for me. Professionally, Stephen and I, my co-founder and I, had, while building Lumiere, gained a fair bit of experience and sort of success hiring team members in different geographies. So we'd hired sort of team members in the Philippines, in Vietnam, in India. And what we realized was that there are amazing pools of talent in these countries who can sort of speak fluent English, who are committed and hardworking and are hungry for opportunities to do more, but who maybe don't have those kinds of jobs available in their own cities or countries' economies. On the flip side, there are all of these founders, especially those based in places like the US or the UK, but even in places like India, who are so focused and very admirably so on their core work of building their business and ensuring that their company continues to succeed, that they don't necessarily have the time to think about other things, such as potentially delegating tasks to an executive assistant. And that becomes a catch-22 for them, because if they did have a virtual assistant who they could look to for support on things like responding to their emails, scheduling, organizing transport, hotel bookings, doing outreach on their behalf, all of those types of things, which they don't need to be the person doing logistically, that would free up their time to do higher value things. But they don't necessarily have, to begin with, the time or knowledge to find that person. And so that's where leverage comes in. We figured, since we have this expertise in identifying talent, why not create a service that allows these startup founders and businesses to get access to highly talented virtual assistants. And so we've been doing that now for about a year. We've placed over 20 assistants, and people have had really good experiences, I think, being able to leverage themselves through the support of talented assistants.
So from what you just told me, do I take it that the assistants themselves are largely coming from countries like India, Philippines, Vietnam, and others, and the founders are from, let's call it, the global north? Or
that's been largely the case so far, and I think that's mainly a question of familiarity, because if a founder is in India, they might say, okay, I can just hire someone in my local geography myself. Of course, I think there is a value proposition for them as well, in that is not their specialization. And so working with us might help them go through the process quicker and not have to think about it as much. But what we've seen right now is that the vast majority of our customers come from the global north.